Hello everyone. We all studied that the Earth rotates around its axis from west to east, counterclockwise, and this is what results in the succession of day and night. But have you ever imagined that this rotation can differ every day? I mean, what would happen if the Earth rotated opposite the direction of its current rotation? Welcome, I am Clint. But before we start, if you are still new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so that you can receive our videos first from the button below. If we suppose that the Earth really changed the direction of its rotation and humans remained alive, nothing happened. I mean, the first thing we notice in the sky is that the sun started to rise from the west and come out in the east, which is the process that will be followed by a complete collapse of all astronomical times. The second thing we notice is the huge changes in weather and climate. Earth's rotation in a certain direction results in a force that determines wind directions and weather patterns on the globe. But with the cue that will happen, it is expected that many places on Earth will change their nature to the exact opposite. Deserts turn into forests, forests turn into deserts, hot regions turn into extremely cold regions, snowy regions turn into hot places. In the giant patch of land, which is the Sahara Desert, will turn into moist forests in which life spreads, and other places like the Amazon forests can turn into dry areas and all aspects of life die. On the other hand, the big changes that will happen in the climate will have very huge effects on all living creatures. If we start with plants, we all know that there are fruits and vegetables that appear in the summer, and other fruits and vegetables that appear in the winter, and this means that crops and plants depend almost entirely on the climate and the nature of, and for this reason, with the radical change that will happen in the climate, there will also be a radical change in the nature of plants and crops all over the earth. If we look at animals, we will find that almost all animals live in conditions suitable for it, whether in terms of temperatures, climate, or the vegetation itself. In the radical changes that will occur in the plant, followed by radical changes in the distribution of animals on the face of the earth and animals. Those who will not be able to migrate from the place that was suitable are no longer suitable for another place that has become suitable. They will perish, and many species may be exposed to extinction. For the rest of the seas and oceans, the tidal movement will also be completely reversed. And for this reason you will find many beaches that have disappeared completely, and many of the waterlands have turned into beaches. There is no doubt that this phenomenon will be one of the most dangerous phenomena that will happen in this case, because it will undoubtedly eliminate huge numbers of the population who live on the coasts, will eliminate huge numbers of marine creatures as well, and accordingly, all means of transportation and navigation in the world will change. There is no plane that flies or a boat that moves unless one knows the directions of the wind. And with the coup that will happen, all navigation and transportation routes will be completely paralyzed until a new science of geography and a new meteorology is established. If we wanted to go into seriousness and talk about dangerous phenomena, given that what is past is not dangerous, I mean, the ice of the poles will melt, which will result in a rise in the current water level to about 60 meters. And this means that most of the land on which all living creatures live will be exposed to drowning 60 meters, equivalent to the height of a building consisting of 20 floors, all of which will be submerged underwater. In his hypothesis, it says that the Earth may rotate in the opposite direction in the event that it was subjected to a certain force that changed the direction of its rotation, and this means that the rotation will be sudden. And in this case, the first thing you will feel is the phenomenon of inertia, which is when you are standing on a bus and suddenly it stops. You will feel flying from this place of yours describes what will happen to the Earth with everything on it. The Earth rotates around its axis at a speed of 1,670 kilometers per hour, and it revolves around the Sun at a speed of 110. 1,000 kilometers per hour is a terrifying speed by all standards, and it cannot be said about it except that it is astronomical speeds. And as a result of this terrible speed, almost everything on Earth will fly from its place except for some strong mountains. And as long as everything will fly, if it may be accompanied by tsunami waves, then it will be a disaster by all standards. The phenomena we talked about are all of no importance, and we do not worry about them compared to what we are going to say now. The Earth's rotation against its direction is a possible phenomenon. Researchers are studying it and simulating it on the computer. The only thing that can reflect the Earth's rotation is that it collides with a space object the size of the Moon or a little larger than it, and it collided. With this size, it will not only make the Earth rotate against its rotation, but it will also be a reason for destroying all the features of life from the face of the Earth. And for this reason, there is no need to worry about any of the phenomena that we talked about, because we won't even exist. That's it, we're done. Who has reached this point? All those who have arrived, you are the best of people. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe before you go out so that we know how many have reached the end. And do not forget, if there is a question that comes to you in the middle of the night and confuses you, write here in the comments under the video so that we can answer it. Most of the things we do now will be and take from the comments.